Quick audio check. Hi, Nabby. Good to see you. All right, everyone else. Frank, can you hear me loud and clear? All right, perfect. All right, let's get a couple of things here. We'll get the record up and running, get my little crayons. All right. Well, welcome, everyone. My name is Fausto from Cybertrain University, and I am going to talk to you a little bit about my blueprint to identifying false breakouts and traps. I'm going to show you things today, going to blow your mind on how to trade today's volatile markets. I know a lot of you here want to trade, but just don't know how to. You probably listen to a bunch of people and don't know what to believe. Well, we're going to practice what we preach. We're going to go into the market. We're going to do some trades. We're going to look at some of your stocks. So hopefully you got a couple of them. And I'm going to show you things that you didn't know even existed. I'm going to show you what's called level 3 and level 4. I'm going to show you why you should be in them and why you should not be in them. So if you want to have a lot of fun, you definitely want to stick around. Now, I'm going to talk for about 40 minutes. This is going to go extremely fast. But I could tell you this, I will probably make you a 50% better trader than the moment we started, before you stepped into this room. Now, just quick little disclaimer, just let everybody know, I'm not going to make any promises or guarantees this works for everybody. It's all, it's based student by student, case by case, but there is a very high risk in trading. We always tell everybody, please be very careful because there is a very high risk in trading, and don't trade what you can't afford to lose. All right, so here's a couple of things we're going to cover in today's session. I'm going to show you how we follow the big money orders, the smart money. Yes, it is being recorded, Ed. So if you do miss out of it, we're going to give you the recording. But better yet, Ed, I'm going to invite you to the trading room. So everything that you see here, you're going to get to watch it for one beautiful long week. I'm going to show you the right tools to use to trade. We're going to talk about how to set up those tools, when the best times to trade, worst times to trade, understand the psychology part about it, the discipline. The main reason why most people trade non-successfully is because they don't know how to take losses. So we're going to cover a lot of that stuff. And like I said, it's going to really, really be overwhelming. Now, at the end of the next 40 minutes, for everyone that sticks around, I'm going to invite all of you guys to come into this room right here. And this room right here, I'm going to just bring it over to you. This is our trading floor. And looks a lot busy, right? A lot of things going on. All right, so just right here, just kind of show you what we got going on. Right now, we got close to 200 people that are in the trading room. These are all our instructors. These are people from all over the world. And you could see right here, this is what we're working with our instructors, our alert service, and we're watching some stocks that are moving. And we're going to look at some of the things that are going on. So right now, the market is kind of on the slow side. The most volatile times are first hour and the last hour. But we're going to invite you into the trading room. We're going to show you these positions we trade. But the most important thing was we're going to teach you how to think for yourself. That is the key part about trading. Now, let me just clear this out. And let me move this over really quick. And let's get into the fun part about it. I want to go into the market right now and show you exactly what we teach and what you're about to learn. Now, here is the market. And what you're looking at right here is a direct access broker. You're seeing an intraday chart. You're seeing a yearly chart, level 2 quotes, a time in sales of all the transactions that are happening, a big percentage gainers, and a watch list. Very, very simple. Nothing crazy when it comes to it. No indicators, no fancy heat maps, none of that crazy stuff. Now, the big thing that everyone always asks is, how do you know what to trade? You come in the morning, you're looking around. What are you trading? Okay. Well, what we're going to do is go through our big percentage gainers. And we're going to look at some stocks that are moving. All right. This stock was up about 124% as of right now. It actually was a pretty good pre-market runner. You could see it started this morning around $1.50. It went to about $4. Okay. So I don't know if anyone here follows me on YouTube or Instagram, but that was one of the big movers that we traded. But the big thing is there's a lot of stocks that are moving in the big percentage gainers and losers. But I'm gonna hop on, not on these small cap stocks. Let's go on some brand name stocks that you might be familiar with. Let's start off with something like maybe Tesla. Okay. Now, Tesla had a big run up this morning. They came up to news because they made a lot of cars. Okay. Sold a lot of cars. Now, the question is, when you own a stock, do you know where to get in and where to get out? Before you answer that question, this is the question you're going to need to ask. What makes a stock go up and down in the stock market? So what's everyone's answer on that one? What makes a stock go up and down? By the way, if you cannot answer this question, I'm going to give you one very important advice. You could just save the time, log out now, and close your brokerage account. If you cannot answer this question, you should not be trading. Okay? Daryl, I didn't hear from you. Frank, I didn't hear from you. Gene, I didn't hear from you. Nabi, you're right. Michael, you're right. Frank, you're right. Ben, you're right. Ed, you're right. Everyone just write the words. Just write BNS. I'm not talking about the word bullshit. I'm talking about buyers and sellers. Can everyone just put that in there? Just write BNS, just so I know you're paying attention. Because let me tell you something, fellow traders. I am not here to listen to myself talk. Okay? I am here for you. I am here to make you a better trader, because if you love this business as much as I do, you better pay attention. So now the next thing you have to ask yourself is, do you see buyers and sellers anywhere on this platform? Is there an indicator that tells me where the buyers and sellers are? Does anything tell me? No, I don't see anything other than what's happening in the past, right? So there's this one tool that I'm going to show all of you that is called Level 4, okay? And Level 4 is where we get to see all the buyers and sellers, all right? I'm going to bring up a popular one. I'm going to bring up NVIDIA, okay? Do you see NVIDIA went up today really nicely, 152, and it went all the way up to almost 157. Once it hit 157, or close to like 158, around 11 o'clock, it's been an hour now, it hasn't really gone any higher than that. Could anybody tell me, why did the stock stop at 157.60? Why didn't it go to 158? Why didn't it go to 160? Why did it pick that number? Does anybody know? Big orders are out there. Okay, Gene, anyone else? Resistance, okay. Large sell orders, okay, great. You know what? Didn't I just ask you this question? How do stocks go up and go down? Buyers and sellers? Well, I'm going to share something with you here. This is called Level 4. Anyone ever heard of it? Ever heard of Level 4 before? Okay. So what you're looking at right here is this. This is every order out there, every algorithm, every high frequency trade, every order on every exchange. And you're seeing all these big block orders out there, which is what we call the right of the chart. This is 9:30 in the morning. At 9:30, look at all these orders that kicked in. This is called program trading. You see the biggest order right here? That order right there is at $160 for almost 1.4 million shares. But then you could see there's one here and one here. So the stock started all the way down here, and it went up, went up, went up, went up, went up, and all of a sudden it decided to stop here, and now it's starting to go down. All right, now it's kind of flat. Why here? Okay. Oh, wait a minute. There's a line right there. Oh, you know what? Must have something to do with the 300,000 share seller out there. Okay. Now, let me ask everyone this question again. Why did the stock decided to go down when it got close to 158? Can anybody answer that answer? Anybody answer that question? Why did it decide to go down when it got to 158? Sellers. 300,000 share seller, Gordon, right? Exactly. Exactly. By the way, okay, now you know where the sellers are and the resistance levels, because there's a shitload of sellers out there. 300, 100, 200, 1.4 million. That's a lot of sellers out there, right? Okay. Do you want to own a stock with a lot of sellers out there? Yes or no? In other words, what should you be doing? Should you be continue to be long, or should you consider be short? Right? No. Okay. And if the stock was to go down, where do you see the next biggest buyers? Where do you see a buyer? Probably all the way down here, right? Very good. 150. Okay. So 157 to 150 is a very big drop. If you knew the stock was going down, what's the first thing you look for? Support levels. No, 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 no. You don't look for support levels. You look for buyers. You see, buyers make support. Support doesn't make buyers. So what you're looking at is the right of the chart, not the left of the chart. So before I move forward, I have a question to ask all of you. Did I lose anybody yet? Is everybody following along? Thanks, Frank. Anyone else? Gene, good, 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 good. So I got everyone's attention. Now, they do this on every single stock that's out there. They do it on, I'm going to bring another good one. Have you guys been watching Robinhood? Okay, the stock Hood. Beautiful runner. Hood went from, just in May, was at $45. The stock went all the way today, almost went hit 100. Okay. Why did it go to 100? Because of that. Look right here. Big, big, big seller. 112,000 shares at 100. Okay. What happened to the price of the stock when it hit 100 today? Look what happened at 10:30. Did it pass 100? No. Why? Because of that big seller. All right. Thanks very much, Alan. I really appreciate it. There you go, Alan. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing that. By the way, if anybody wants to share what they're saying, just click where it says send to and just write to everyone. Okay. All right. So hopefully I got everyone's attention. Now, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Okay. Why am I listening to Fausto, and why did never anyone ever tell me about this stuff? That just made so much sense. You could actually see buyers and sellers. Well, the way I got started is I am one of the original, what they call SOS bandits, which is what we call today day traders. Okay. That's a picture, an article that was written up with me and a couple of my friends. We were the original people that started this industry. And over the years, I've learned, and I surround myself by some of the best traders in the industry, and they taught me how to trade. They basically, and basically what I'm showing you is a technology that's been out there for 50 years. And guess what? You're just figuring it out today for the first time. And what I've learned is that I've spoken to so many people, and there are just way too many people losing money in trading. It's about a 90% failure rate. So I made a commitment that I said, you know what? I was a failure. I was stupid. I didn't want to learn the right way. Finally, once I did, I said, you know what? Everyone has to learn how to do this, because everybody needs to be in this business. And you want to be in this business, but you got to know how to play the game. So I competed, I traveled, I beat every school I went up to in industry. I surround myself with some of the best traders in the industry. I've been featured at on the biggest shows, marketing shows, also done a lot of work with NASDAQ, educating the world about how to use what I'm just showing you right now, which is this technology, which is following the right of the chart. So for doing over 30 years, I love what I do. I've been teaching people over the years. And what I'm looking to do today is this. I'm looking to recruit traders like you that have the same passion, that wants to learn how to trade. Because if we all trade together, we all make money together. Because this is not the Fausto show. You have to surround yourself with people that are good at it, that want to do it, because that's how you build a very good trading community. So if you're somebody that's trading by yourself, that's not working with anybody, and you're probably realizing, well, how are you passing your ideas with somebody? How are you reviewing your journals with somebody? How do you know what you're doing right and wrong? Can't run a business by yourself. If we have any entrepreneurs out there, how do you run a good business? You got to get good employees. Okay. Anyone work at a successful company? What made it successful? They had really good people that work there. Okay. How did you know you worked at a real bad company? Well, they had really bad people that worked there. Okay. But you can't do that on your own. So this is my family. I'm first generation Italian. I've been married actually tomorrow. No, July 3rd, which is in 2 days, will be my anniversary. 27 years. My lovely wife gave me three wonderful boys. One thing I love about what I do is I get to travel around the world and I could do things with my family. I have the freedom to do it. That's what I'm saying. It's such a great job to trade. But the only way you're going to learn how to do it is you got to know how to play the game. So I want to teach you my 4 most important tools to trading. And I know everyone has a lot of it. Thank you very much, Lori. I appreciate it. And I know my wife will thank you for that too. We're actually dinosaurs, right? I don't know how many people probably been married for over 27 years. Okay. I think we're like probably the top only 10% and 20% in the world. But anyway, getting back to the tools, these are the 4 tools we're going to focus on: a chart, a watch list, NASDAQ total view, and level 4. So these are the 4 things that I use when it comes to trading in the market. Now, the big thing is this. Did anyone see BMNR just the other day go from $5 to $80? Did anybody see that stock? Anyone trade it? Probably not, right? How'd you even know about it? Well, the question is, we did. It was on our watch list. I'm not saying I have a crystal ball. You got the same crystal ball I have. It's called a big top 20% gainers and losers list. Okay. So finding these stocks that are moving are not that very hard. The hardest thing to teach is, okay, well, out of those stocks, which one is going to give me the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward? And when we invite you in my trading room, we're going to show you how to do that, because there's only about 4 or 5 stocks on that list that you're probably going to want to trade. That's not going to have big spreads, very, very too much chaos, all that stuff. So finding them is not that hard. Okay. And like I said, if you follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you hear me talking about these stocks, you're like, my God, where'd that come from? You have the same tools. All right. Now I broadcast live every morning at 9 a.m. on YouTube and all the social media channels. So like I said, if you ever want a chance to get to watch me, you're more than happy to be there. But the big thing is timing. It's usually the first hour and the last hour we usually trade. Like right now, I'm free. I just did a podcast. I'm here talking to you wonderful people, looking to recruit new traders. So usually in the middle of the day is not that much action going on. All right. Most of the action happens within the first hour and the last hour. So that's another mistake that people make. Okay. They want to make this a full-time job. It's not really a full-time job. Can it be? Yeah. But do you want to? I don't think why would you, right? Enjoy life, make your money, and that's it. But anyway, what's the game plan? The game plan is following the money. You want to follow the smart money. So I don't know if anyone here watched any videos on me, but I do a lot of presentations for NASDAQ. I want to focus on right now and showing you a tool that everybody here can get. And I'm going to tell you where to get it in the next 10 minutes. I am going to show you right now where you're going to be able to see about 50% of every single order in the entire world of a stock that you're in. Think about it. If you were able to have a seat on the exchange, here's your chance of doing it. And it all starts with NASDAQ Total View. So let me explain to you what it is and how it works. Let me get my crayons out here. Hold on. So basically, you're going to see every buyer out there that's trading the stock HIMS and every seller out there that wants to sell HIMS. You're going to see every price, every order, and every amount, every share that's out there. Whoever wants to buy for the most is up on top. Whoever wants to sell for the least is up here, and the most down there, and the least down here. So you're seeing every single order around the entire world. So basically, it's a big chat room of every trade out there who wants to trade that stock. So think about it. Who are you really watching? Wouldn't it be nice to, like, if you bought a house, know where the buyers and sellers are so you don't have to pay more for it? Wouldn't it be nice to go to the dealer and be like, why can't I buy it at his price? Why is he got to make money on me? Why can't I just go where he buys it and see what it's really worth, then find out you got screwed when you got home? Because then the only way you know when you got screwed is you want to go sell it, and they're like, "Oh, well, you really want to? Would you pay 10,000? Yeah, we'll buy for 6. Is 6 really a good deal? Why'd you sell it to me for 10? Where'd that $4,000 spread come through? Well, that's what we're going to learn about stocks right now. Okay, so let me show you what we got going on, how we utilize this data. So here we have a stock right here, and you could see it right here. The stock literally ran, was hovering right around this price around here, took a big hit, decided to go back up, and then all of a sudden went to 130. So it went from 116 to 130. Why did it stop from 122 and started to go up to 115? Well, if you go to NASDAQ Book Viewer and you work your way down, I know writing's a little small here, but I blew it up a bigger here. You notice that between 115.20 and 115, you have a 32,000 share buyer and 180,000 share buyer. Okay. So think about it. How did a stock go from that price to that price? Buyers. You ever go trade and see how a stock goes down and goes all the way down here and then goes to there? How did that even happen? Because those buyers ran up that stock. Not Fausto, not you, Greg, not you, Mike, not you, Jim. It's those buyers. Here's another one. How did a stock go from start at 65, goes to a price right around 67-ish, and then tanks and goes to 61? How does that even happen? Well, the only reason why that stock went down is not because it was a resistance level, it's because of the sellers were out there. And the reason why the sellers are out there is because of these sellers right here. Look at all these sellers. 160,000 share seller out there. Do you see 160,000 shares at every price level? No. Okay, you got 500, 300, 200, 160,000? It's a hell of a lot more than I would ever do a trade. Oh, and by the way, it's not just one person. It could be several different people. You see, what makes a stock go down? Buyers and sellers. That's what drives it. All right. Now, this is what we call iceberg orders. An iceberg order is a big block order that's going to drive a stock that goes up and go down. And ask yourself a question, just out of curiosity. When you do a trade, right? When you do a trade, do you see buyers and sellers out there? Or how about this? Did you ever do a trade and all of a sudden, as soon as you buy it, the thing goes down, and when you sell it, it goes up, and you're thinking that people are watching you? No, you know what the problem is? You're not watching them. That's just a denial that you're trying to just tell yourself that you just stink as a trader. No, it's not that you stink. Just you're not watching what they're doing. How do I know this? Because I live here in New York. This is the capital, financial capital of the world. I was trained by some of the best traders in the world. It's where it all started. Okay. This is no different than what everyone else does. No difference. Now, here's an example. You see how the stock's going up? This is AMD. I'm going to ask everybody a question. When a stock goes up, what's the game plan? Take a profit, right? Where are you going to take a profit? How do you know when to take a profit at AMD? Can anyone answer that question? How do you know? How do we know? When it meets your goals? That's a wrong answer, Ben. Totally false. That's a failure rate right there. What is your goal? 300? 10,000? What's your goal? Your goal is, where's everybody else selling it? Because your goal could be different than what the street thinks. That's my point. So you got to see where the orders are. So when you look over here, well, what drove that stock was that big buyer out there, number one, of 163,000. Okay. But your goal is where are they selling it, where they're buying it. You got, because you're sitting here, you're analyzing like, okay, well, what drove the stock up in the first place? Buyers. But when you look over here, you got to have a game plan. Where is the sellers? That's what you have to look at. That's the mistake that people make. That's what drives the stock, because you don't want to sell something too soon. You might have had a goal to get out sooner. And you're like, oh, shoot, I should have held on a little bit more. It went even higher. Whose fault is that? Let's look at what happens when a stock creates a resistance. Anyone familiar with the stock IBIT trades Bitcoin? There's an ETF for it. Okay. IBIT had a good run this morning. Ran from 60 up to 62.40. Okay. Where's resistance levels on IBIT? Only one way to figure that out. It's not going to be a chart that's going to tell me. It's probably this big seller out there at 127,000. Now, do I see 127,000? How about this? 6-digit numbers at every price level? I only see one here. So in theory, what do you think is going to happen when we get to $62.46, everyone? What could possibly happen? I don't know. Maybe you can go down. Maybe that guy could sell it. Like I said earlier, how many of you have been into a position and you had a game plan to get out at one price, and all of a sudden it goes out sooner than you thought? And you're like, what the hell just happened? Because you didn't see the orders. A couple of questions coming across here. Nabi has a question. So once you buy a stock, you hold it. You never sell it until you see huge sellers, right? Well, Nabi, listen, you can't go broke taking a profit. But as a trader, I want to see where all the other traders, the big institutions are. That's what I'm looking for. Ben's question, do big players create false buys and sells? Ben, that's a good question. And the way I could prove that to you is that when you come into my trading room, I'll show you what you think is a false buy and sell. Okay. As of right now, let's not even go there. Okay. Because people could change their mind. But let's just think about it. I don't think all 50, 60 people are in cahoots with each other. Okay. So, and the only way you're going to see that is see it live in the market. All right. So if you're not following the iceberg orders, you're basically trading blind. That's where it comes down to it. Now I'm going to ask everybody this question. Did I lose anybody? Did I lose anyone? Good. Now, did I tell you that you were going to learn more in the next 40 minutes before you got in here? Think about how much better of a trader you just became. Now that you know something that was always out there, but really never were taught that, right? Well, guess what? All of you are going to see this live for one whole week, because we are going to practice what we preach. I'm going to show you this, that this does exist. I guarantee you, over and over and over again, from 7:30 Eastern in the morning to 4:30 in the afternoon. So if you think what you thought was impressive in 30 minutes, imagine what you're going to see for the next 60, 70 hours. Now let's go back and look at some real trades again. Now, does anyone here have a stock that you own? Any stock? Anybody here looking at a stock? Give me a stock. We're going to check something out. It's not the best stock to trade. Not really that many orders on ExxonMobil. MX stock's not really trading. It's flat. You can see stock trade 19,000 shares. No action. Any stock that has volatility in it. Meta's a pretty good one. All right, let's look at Meta. All right. So Meta, you could see right here, draw a trend line. Kind of hit resistance levels back here in February, dropped down to 400, went back to 430. Now it's down here. Now, let's see where resistance levels are. Okay. Why did it really go up and go down the way it did? All right. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to look at these orders. Meta. We'll get some orders here. I'm going to load it up. All right. So let me go back a few more hours, 6 hours. Okay, it's just still loading. It's a lot of data. Just trying to grab. All right. So here we are. And as we zoom out, you could see that there's a lot of buyers right around here, around 450, 475. And you got buyers running at 400. A little bit here at 415, not a lot. If I zoom a little bit closer, if I want to more day trade it, I could see like, okay, I could see buyers here for 5,000, 2,000, not really a lot of big orders, on Meta. But when you look at if you're doing a swing trade, you could see on a swing trade where they are. And when you look on a swing trade, we said 450. You see it right there? The orders are out there, right? And we said 700. Yeah, there's some orders there at 700. You can see that being a support level right here. See it right there, that resistance? Kind of makes sense, right? Did that seem hard? Now I really have the confirmation of why that stock really went down at 750. It wasn't that what happened in the past, it's what happened in the future. Okay? So that is the power of trading. Now, who here would be interested of seeing this live all day long and come into this trading room and see us how we do this all day long? Anyone interested? Ben, you'll be interested? By the way, you don't got to be here all day. You could just come in the morning, come in the afternoon, come once a week. I don't know, whatever it was. Doesn't matter. But, I've been doing this for 35 years. And my goal, to repeat what I said earlier, I am looking for people that are serious, people that really want to learn how to trade, people that could be part of my group where I have close to almost 1,000 traders. There's only about 20% in here right now. We got over 1,000 of them. Hey, listen, some people only work 1 day a week. Some people have second jobs. Some people are away. Some people get sick. Some people, they made their money for the day. But some people are West Coast, East Coast, depending where they are. Now, if anybody here would like to get, I'm also going to tell you where to get the NASDAQ book viewer in the next few moments. All right. So let me just kind of let me just tell you one last thing before we go. CyberTrade University, just so some of you don't know this, we've been teaching people for some of the top brokerage firms in the world. Here's a couple of brand names, people that we deal with. So we have a really big reputation in this industry for over the course of 35 years being in business. Not only that, but to be a good trader, I've learned that you got to learn from good traders and surround yourself with good traders, because that's the way you're going to learn if you want to earn. You could check out our Google reviews. We got a 5-star rating on Google, and we're also been ranked on ChatGPT as the #1 education school in the industry. So if you're really looking to learn how to trade, I think just on those things alone will kind of give you a little bit more of a reputation that you're dealing with a reputable company. Now, to get into the trading room, this is all we're asking. We're not looking for free people, okay? Let me tell you, is anyone here an entrepreneur? Anyone here own a business? You know that you want nothing for free. I'm not looking for free employees. I'm not looking, my staff doesn't work for free, but I'm not asking for a lot of money. All I'm asking for is a $9 trial. The $9 trial just tells me you're a real person or not, okay? So all you have to do is take your phone, scan that QR code. We'll post a link right now. And you can just click on that link. You can register. Now, let me tell you what you're going to get for $9, okay? You're going to get live audio commentary, okay? You're going to get access to our trading floor. You're going to get real-time watch lists. You're going to get access to VIP access to all our top podcasts that we do with some of the biggest brand name, most powerful gurus in the industry. You're going to get all this stuff. We're going to give you access to get level 3 quotes. You're going to get right from NASDAQ. Okay. We're going to give you workshops how to use it. We're going to give you all this for a stinking $9, which is a joke. And guess what? If you want your money back after a week, I'll give you a money back guaranteed. Okay. Listen, I don't need $9. I just need to know if you're a real person or not. There are people here, I don't even know your name is because you got some fake names in there. Okay. But I don't think anybody here wants to go to a free concert. I want to go to a concert where I can have a seat, I can sit down, listen to it with normal human beings, and having some guy pee next to me and some drunken fool, throws a beer at my wife. Okay. I don't need a free concert. So that's a difference between going to something for free and paying for something. So all it costs you $9. And I'm going to throw one big bonus for all of you that register today. Anyone that registers, I will personally give you a coaching class. And I'll tell you why. I want to be your doctor. I want to be a mentor. We need to have this conversation to make sure if this is for you or not. Okay. I want to make sure that, listen, if you're going to be part of my team, I got to make sure you're committed. If you're not, you're a waste of my staff's time, a waste of my time, and more importantly, a waste of your time. Okay. But if you see what's going on in this trading room and you're sick and tired of losing money, or you're sick and tired of listening to the next YouTube video, or the next guy that's showing off that he's on the next Learjet, driving his fancy car, you just want to make a day's pay, just invest $9 now. It's cheaper, or almost as cheap as a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Okay. So a couple of shout outs really quick, because I got a couple of you here just registered. First of all, a quick shout out. Who do I got just registered here? Herbert J from Charlotte, Carolina. Just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Who we got? Alicia got your registration from Texas. Welcome aboard. Appreciate the vote of confidence. Lucy just got your registration. Welcome aboard. All right. From Chicago. All right, getting forward. Now, listen, there's almost 100 people in here. I assume all of you are going to sign up, okay? Unless some of you are not ready yet. But the thing is this. If you love this business, or you want to learn this business, or you're sick and tired of losing money, what is $9 going to cost you? You have just seen, you ever heard of AI before? Everyone all of a sudden has been like, oh my God, this is crazy. It's going to replace my job. AI has been around for 60 years. Okay. Just now you're learning about it. Well, guess what? This ain't AI. Market makers like me been using this technology for 50 years. Okay. You might be learning for the first time, and think about how much smarter and better trades you'll make just on that alone. All right. Now, a couple of questions are coming across here. People are asking me, how much money do I need to get started? That's an excellent question. And the money you need is starting off with $9. Don't worry about 5,000, 10,000, 100,000. Don't worry about that right now, because you don't even know if this is for you or not. Why go out of your way to open up a brokerage account, go through that hassle, deal with that crap? Do this first, then you worry about it next. Next question, person asked me where the holiday season is starting, 4th of July. Yes, obviously. Can we start on Monday? Better yet, we're going to extend it. So it won't even be a week. It'll be a week and a half. How about that? All right. Get in the room today. Enjoy the half day tomorrow, and we'll give you all week next week. How about that? Okay. I'll throw that in there for you. So yeah, I know this weekend's going to kind of scrap things up a little bit. Is there a link for NASDAQ level 4? Yes, Gene. When you register, listen, I'll tell you right now, you can go right now. You can go to NASDAQ.com. Okay. It's right on their website. What's going to happen is I want you to give you these 2 videos. I got 2 5-minute videos. Pay the $9. Let me give you those videos, because what's going to happen is you're going to go there. You're going to see it. You're not going to use it. You're not going to know what you're looking at. You're going to probably do more damage than good. All right. So just go out there, pay $9 first, because to get the NASDAQ total view, I paid $1,000 a month when I started. Now it's $15. Why pay 15 when you could pay 9 right now? Okay. A couple of more shout outs really quick. I got a couple of you registered. Nabli, I guess that's you. Answer me all these questions. Okay. Nabli, I got your registration. You're from Illinois. Welcome aboard. Nick got your registration. Nick Q from Greensboro, North Carolina. Can I just show you? There you are. These are all the people registering. So I'm not lying. Welcome aboard. All right. Do you teach technical analysis apply to swing trading for options? Yes, Ben. So let me explain something to you. What happens over the course of the day trickles into a swing trade. Okay. So don't worry about, those things about day trading and swing trading. You could use this towards everything. I just showed you on Metastock, right? You just wanted to know that if you had a long-term trade, you could have done a swing trade on Meta, knowing that big order was out there. And listen, some orders get broken all the time. I just showed you just recently, we looked at Robinhood, right? Robinhood just broke that big seller we saw out there, that 150,000 share sell. Someone actually bought it from him. Maybe Robinhood's going to break 100. And you know what? It actually did. Okay. So what does that mean? Where's the next resistance? You don't know it? Well, we're going to show it to you. What is a normal rate? What do you mean by a normal rate? Brian, Michael, after a week trial is up, do we automatically get renewed? And what's the price? Michael, that's a great question. The answer is no. We do not auto renew anybody here. We don't need your business. But we respect your business. Okay. If you don't want to continue with us, no problem. Okay. But we are not going to auto renew anyone here. You're not getting yourself locked into anything. Okay. Your only commitment right now is $9. And if you don't like what we have to teach you, we'll give you $9 back. Brian, like I said, that's the least of your problems. Don't worry about next month, next week. Let's worry about today. Okay. Let me explain something to you, Brian. If I was to teach you how to make a six-figure salary, do you have a problem paying a few $1,000s? Okay. Well, everybody's like, no, of course not. Let's worry about the $9 first. Let's not worry about, everything else. Okay. That's the big thing right now. Don't worry about that. A couple of you also registered right now. Frank K just got your registration. What was that, Massachusetts, I think, or Minnesota? Now, listen, when you guys register, this is very important. When you get to the registration page, we're going to ask you 5 very important questions. Please answer them at the best of your knowledge, as in the more you tell us about you, the more we can help you. So let us know who's your broker, so we know we got to make sure you have the right trading platform. What's your style? What are you trading? Swing trading, option trade? What kind of trading are you doing? Are you making money? Let us know. Big thing. And then the next page, you're going to book an appointment. All of you are going to talk to my staff. We're going to do a walkthrough with you. We want to make sure that when you come into the trading room, you know exactly what you're looking at. We're going to walk you through how to make sure you get the right level 3 quotes if you want to get it, okay, on NASDAQ. We're going to do all this customer service, all for a lousy, stinking $9. And why is it so cheap? Because I know that if you got a commitment, we're going to make a lot of money together, but I won't know that until you make a small investment. All right. Any other questions? I use TradeStation. Is it the same data? Yes. You can get it through Nabi with NASDAQ Total, the matrix, and we actually are broadcasting it. And we're actually endorsed by TradeStation. So we're like the only school that's endorsed by TradeStation. So you're in good hands. And we actually, like I said, we also showcase it in the trading floor. All right. All right, Trace, I got to go. Any last minute questions? If you haven't registered now, then, you're wasting your time. It's going to be a little late. Take that phone, scan that QR code, click on that damn link that's up on the screen. Let's get going. $9. It's not going to make you broke. All right. Let's get this over with. Any other questions? Nick, you're more than welcome. Nabi, I look forward to seeing you on the trading floor. Welcome aboard. All right. John, Lori, I didn't hear from you. Lewis, Gene, Frank, anything? Any of you guys? Eric, any other questions? More than welcome. All right. So listen, if you guys didn't register, I get it. No disrespect. I'm perfectly fine. Maybe it's not the right time, whatever it is. We will do these once a week. But listen, I'm just warning everybody. If you don't have a mentor, if you're not surrounding yourself with a good trader, you're gonna get yourself in trouble. It is a 90% failure rate. Please don't do it. If you're not going to have someone that's going to invest the time and teach you the right way, you're just going to learn the hard way. You think $9 expensive? Try ignorance. Okay, it'll cost you $9,000, maybe $90,000. All right, but go out there and learn from someone. All right. So go out there, register. Hopefully see you in the trade. Thank you very much, Laura. You haven't seen anything yet. Wait till you see our techniques. Wait till you see what you're starting to see when I start showing you level 3, level 4. You too, everyone. And I wish everybody a happy birthday to America. Wish you all a happy birthday because it's all our birthday. And happy 4th of July. All right. Enjoy yourself and don't blow off your hands to fireworks. Good luck, everybody. In the meantime,